Yeah! Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Big Mouth Willie Bass Podcast. I'm Big Mouth Willie Bass.
And I'm Matt Willis.
Can you folks at home guess what we're going to be talking about tonight?
I can't see it because it's blurry, but what is it?
Oh, San Diego Padres, baby.
Yeah!
Baseball season is right around the corner, Matt. So we got to talk about our hometown team. What are they going to do this year?
Stay tuned and find out.
Yeah.
I'm a pufferfish, man.
And Matt, we are going to be joined by a very special guest this week.
Yes, we're having Andrew Pfander, who works for the Padres Reddit, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, I wouldn't say he works for them, but he's a moderator for PadresFarm on Reddit.
Oh, well, close enough.
He doesn't get a paycheck from them or anything, but yes, Andrew Pfander for the very first time on the Big Mouth Willie Bass podcast will be joining us. We're just waiting for him to show up here in the waiting room. But Matt, as always, I'd like to take this time to remind the good folks at home to please follow us on social media. We got Twitter at Big Mouth Willie and Instagram at Big Mouth Willie Bass. And gosh darn it, I still have not done a social media giveaway, have I? Well, you wouldn't know because you still don't have social media.
Yes, you have to say it every episode, but well, maybe next week we can get one going. We just have to decide what our prize is going to be, or if we're just going to set up with a gift card again. But yeah, we got
considering the time that we're living in right now, COVID and everything, I feel like sending a digital gift card is just the easiest way to go. I mean, if there's something other than Amazon that we can do that's universal across the country that anybody can use, I guess we can look into it. Anybody use eBay anymore?
We can send someone a bowling ball.
Yeah, so please be on the lookout for a social media giveaway. I know at this point you're probably calling me a liar, which you have every right to do so, but we will be doing one. Matt, you got to remind me here.
Yeah, I know. I'll remind you during this week. And also, I want to remind you, and for the viewers at home as well, we now have been on live air for the world to see for a year now. It's the 1 year anniversary of the Big Mouth Willie Bass podcast. And
today
I do have this as a reward, so.
Is today the exact day that we started a year ago?
I think it was March 16th. So I think we're 2 days off. But nonetheless, I didn't think we were going to make it this far. So cheers to you, bro.
Well, yeah, cheers. Thanks for the heads up. All I have is water.
It's all good. That's for the kids.
But bro, we did have like a 5 or 6 month layoff there. So can you say that we've really been broadcasting for a full year? I don't know.
Well, I mean, it's still, episode 24, we're still going. And I think this time next year, we're probably going to be on episode, 70. So.
Well, we'll see, because don't forget, I do have a kid coming in July. I'm not too sure if I'm going to be able to record every single week.
Bring her on the show.
Oh, sure. That would be interesting navigating through that. But yes, it has been a year technically, Matt. Thank you for bringing that up. And thank you to everybody out there that has been tuning in since day one, because we greatly appreciate it. Because if we had nobody watching, well, we probably still would record a show. But with you at home tuning in on a weekly basis, it makes it all worth the while.
Oh, absolutely. And also, is Andrew Pfander on the air yet, or we're still waiting?
Well, he's not live with us, but he is in the waiting room. So should we bring him on or make him wait another hour?
I mean, if he's ready to go, I say bring him on. But I just want to give a quick shout out to my friend Jordan at work, because I keep forgetting to give him a shout out, a.k.a. Lucidity13. He's the one that always comments on our videos. So
hi, Jordan. Hi.
Yeah. I'm giving him a shout out because I keep forgetting. So yeah, cheers, bro.
A very loyal viewer of the show.
Yes. Probably our number one fan.
I think he comments on every single one of our videos. So that's a good shout out. Yes, thank you, Lucidity13, for tuning in. As always, we greatly appreciate it. And for those of you that have still not smashed that subscribe button, do it now. All right, Matt. No more interruptions. Let's bring Pfander on here. Let's see if this is going to work. Knock on wood. Internet connection is always a little tricky. Ding dong.
I heard a noise.
Let's see here. It says he's connecting. Pfander, are you there? Hello?
I'm not hearing anything.
Oh, wait a minute. Holy smokes. We can't hear you.
Okay, hold on.
Oh, now we can hear you.
I just heard him.
It's double muted. It's a work habit. Better safe than sorry.
I have to admit, I thought I may have sent the link to the wrong person when you first showed up.
Yeah. I've haven't left the house in a year.
It shows.
They said don't leave, and I said yes sir, and I just hunkered down.
And that's exactly what you did.
Yeah.
True story, Pfander. I think the last time I saw you was what, like 5 or 6 months ago at the post office here in Valley Center. You remember this?
Yeah.
And I didn't have any idea for a good like 10 seconds that it was you that I was talking to. I just remember I was unlocking my box, and then all of a sudden I see her, "Hey, Willis," and I'm like, "Who the F is this?"
Yeah, and I mean, also doesn't help that like I didn't have I had a mask on.
Yeah,
so, like,
yeah.
It really that really didn't.
Long hair, mask. I'm just like, okay, am I in trouble? Are you from the IRS?
Whose car did I hit? I'm sorry.
No kidding. Well, how you doing, man?
I am doing okay. Long day at work, but other than that, it's fine.
Yeah, well, you have a job, so that's good, I guess.
You know, it could be worse. Yes. You know, I don't have any of the stimulus checks, but at least I have a job. So
I haven't gotten my stimulus check yet. Now that you brought that,
did you
up.
get the? Did you get the 600 one or the?
Yeah, I got the 600 one. Yeah. That was back in January or February, but still waiting on the 1400.
I just wanna buy a generator so that I can run appliances when SDG&E shuts the power off. You know,
which is like every other week these days.
Which is whenever there's wind. So
cheapskates.
Well, I don't know, dude. I mean, did they shut your power off that day when we had like those record-setting winds? Because they never turned our power off. But then like the week before that, when the winds were like barely blowing like 5 miles per hour, like, oh yeah, fire dangers.
Yeah, they're pretty inconsistent, and that's the problem. That's why I want a generator, like because I say, hey, you might lose power, and it's like, oh, cool. Let me get some dry ice, and there you don't lose power, and then you look and it's like, oh, it's a nice brisk 6 mile per hour wind, no power. And it's like, oh, okay.
Matt, don't you miss living over here in California?
I don't miss those pesky power outages, but I mean, you know,
I miss having
or the fires.
I'll send you to the store to get some ice.
I got it right in the backyard already, so don't even worry about it.
What are little brothers for? Well, you guys ready to talk some San Diego, or should I say Slam Diego Padres?
Hell yeah.
Sure.
Hell yeah.
Why not?
Padres.
Baseball season is upon us.
Mm-hmm.
So, Pfander, I just want to start off by getting your thoughts on the Fernando Tatis extension, because Matt and I briefly touched on it a couple weeks ago, and just kind of want to get your thoughts on the whole thing, because we're both of the opinion that it's a good contract for both sides. Obviously, anything, over 10 years is a little sketchy, but considering that Fernando is only 22 years old, he's already become like the face of the Major League Baseball world. It's hard to, be upset about it, obviously, but what are your overall thoughts on it?
Yeah, well, I think it's good because like he's the first one to have a Muppet, right? Is that how that works?
Oh, really? I didn't hear about
that.
Yeah,
he has a Muppet, and like I think you have to lock that up. Yeah, he Yeah, and I think that's important, for the fans, so that they have that Muppet. It's a thing of pride. We don't have the chicken anymore. We don't have Boltman. We don't have any mascot.
Well, we're happy about
the
that
Muppet.
one.
Yeah, we need the Muppet, right?
Right.
But like, it's fine. I figure like bearing, career-ending decapitation or something, sliding into home on a pop-up, uh, he, like even if he starts to like, decline towards the end, like he's still going to be entertaining to watch. He's still going to be all that. So like, who really cares?
Right.
And then also like, we keep asking ownership to like put their money where their mouth is, and they've done it multiple times now, but I think like that just cements it that they give a crap, which I think that's more important than anything, because it means that even they're not afraid to like make mistakes either, right? Because like Myers didn't quite work out until like last year,
like 4 years into his contract.
I mean, yeah, you're like, oh, you're paying him all that money to hit one cycle for the franchise. Good job.
Yeah, because that's the one that we recognize.
Oh yeah,
that Matt Kemp cycle.
Yeah,
Who is that again?
Yeah, Fat Kemp.
Fat Kemp, yeah. L.A. Kemp.
And so yeah, I just think that it just shows that it's just another way that the owners have put their money where the mouth is with first it was like the international signings, right? And then like Myers, which that was a big contract at the time, and then Hosmer might not have worked out, but
your boy,
at least they
Pfander loves Hosmer.
Oh yeah,
is that right?
I love every single double play he grounds out into.
Now it's about to ground into a double play. Eric Hosmer.
Oh, sarcastic.
But and then like Machado, obviously, and then like, even though then they're taking on more money when they traded for like Darvish and all that, right? So like you can't complain. And even if like he's the only expensive one on the team, whatever.
Well, and like we texted,
it's still more than what we've ever done, right? So,
and like we texted about Pfander, I mean, the deal really isn't that bad when you look at it, because the average salary, I think, is about 24 mil, which, I mean, considering that he's on this trajectory right now to be, a top player in the league, that could end up being a bargain, honestly, in a couple seasons.
Oh yeah, there's definitely going to be like, right, there's going to be some years where you hope that he's just way worth way more than what you're paying him, and then that'll probably balance out at the back end, is the way I look at it.
Which is what you want. All kinds of jerseys. Fans are obviously already stoked beyond their freaking minds right now. So there's a lot to like about it.
Sure. And I don't think he's going to get the money like Matt Kemp and then just do nothing.
Right.
So
you better not.
Oh gosh, I hope not.
I mean, he's already, this is a spring training game and he's tagging up on a pop. I think he's fine, right?
I didn't feel a pop up and he's tagging up from third, killing himself.
Yeah, he's fine.
Still skating.
I kind of wish he wasn't doing that, honestly, right now. Like, save it for the regular season, I mean, he's already he had the flu a couple weeks ago, and then he hurt his hand somehow last week, so he had to miss a few more games. So it's kind of like, okay, dude, like, we appreciate it. We love the enthusiasm, but let's scale it back a little bit here.
Yeah, it is a full season when you haven't played yet. Settle down. Just a little bit. Pacing. Do that in the playoffs all you want.
Of course.
Pace yourself. Yeah.
Yeah. So next person I want to talk about is a guy that we mentioned, I think, weekly through TextFander, is Dinelson Lamet.
Oof.
So I believe today, if I'm not mistaken, was his first simulated game that he participated in. I
think so, yeah.
About that, but I saw something about it. Matt, did you hear about this?
Yeah, he pitched like 29 pitches, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Something like that. I think he pitched 2 innings officially. So what do we think, guys? Do we think he's going to be like opening day part of the rotation? You think they're going to throw him on the IL and wait a little bit? Do we think he has any shot at making it through the season? Because I personally don't. I feel like he's going to probably start 1 or 2 games and his arm's going to fall off. And what do you guys think, Matt?
Oh, that's the pessimistic approach of it, but
That's San Diego sports, man.
Yeah, we have
Expect
nothing
the
to go
worst.
on. We have nothing to go on but pain.
well,
So yeah.
I mean, I think if they're smart, they just wait it out. I'm pretty sure the minor leagues is going to be happening this year, right? So
I think.
like I
They're
would
gonna
just,
be like a month delayed or something, but yeah.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I would just delay him as long as possible, and then by the time like it's June or July, then just get him going, because we do have a manager in Chase Tingler who
Tingler.
yeah, tingles, but we got a manager who's
Padre fandom tingling.
yeah, he's very what's the word, like sabermetric friendly and like new school, and I'm sure he's one of those people anyway that's going to only pitch him 5 or 6 innings, which would actually be perfect for Lamet, because we don't need him to go the distance every single time he takes the ball. So I mean, I just think that they just got to manage him properly, and I think he should be okay. I mean, he's pitching now finally, so that's a good step.
Yeah, I think my concern is that the reason why he was actually like so effective last year was that he threw his slider like 50% of the time or something stupid.
A lot of breaking balls.
And that's that's Larry Rothschild's favorite pitch, and like that's the pitch that just makes your Tommy John surgery necessary, right? So
I was gonna say that's also Tommy John's favorite pitch.
Yeah. so like that sucks, right? Because like he was stupid effective on basically 2 pitches. And like I don't think it would be smart to rush him in. But I don't know. I could totally see them just like not having to do any spring training and then just roll him out there. But like
sounds like a great strategy.
but like that I wouldn't. I would ease him into it, and on top of that, right, like what procedure did he have? The platelets thingy, right?
Something like that, yeah.
That like tends to not work. I think Jacob Nix got it, and he's having Tommy John surgery now. Like the odds are it postpones the inevitable.
Right.
It doesn't.
And that's honestly
fix it.
That's how I feel about it. I feel like they are just postponing the inevitable. I think he's going to literally maybe make 1 or 2 starts, and he's going to be like, something doesn't feel quite right. Well, no shit, dude.
Yeah. So, and then you have the Padres history of, especially lately, right? Where their injury reports are like, they're like, don't worry, he has a paper cut. And then they're like, Tommy John surgery for Clevenger. And you're like, whoa. He was the one that was like, that the whole thing was weird, right? Because you heard like Dinelson Lamet was in the better position, like physically. And then like, he doesn't do anything they hold him back, but they do Clevenger and his arm explodes. And he was the one that I was like, why are you sending him out? He looks worse.
Right.
Like, he sounded worse than the other one. So I don't know what they're going to do. And that's the stuff that concerns me, right? I just don't know. Like, you can't trust injuries. It's like, don't worry, Hosmer's fine. Just kidding. He has like Crohn's disease or something.
Tuberculosis.
Yeah. And he's like, he can only eat potato and steak or something. Like everything else just, causes gastral inflammation. And he's like, wait, what? And that sounded like nothing until it wasn't. And then he's like, don't worry, he'll just eat freaking potatoes for the rest of the season. He's like, well, thank God it's a short season.
Yeah, no kidding, man. So, oh my goodness. Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. I mean, fortunately, the Padres certainly set themselves up, guys, for a scenario where if Lamet does miss, several games or the entire season, worst case scenario. I mean, they did bring in Yu Darvish, Blake Snell, and of course Joe Musgrove. So I feel like they've set themselves up for, hey, just in case this does happen. But what about the rest of the rotation? I mean, is Chris Paddack finally going to bounce back from his terrible 2020 season where he couldn't even get out of the second inning in that playoff game against the Cardinals?
Yeah.
Terrible.
Yeah, I don't know, right? Like that's the tricky part. That's why you wish we knew a little bit more about Lamet, and if we trusted what they were telling us,
Which we can't.
which we can't.
It's
So,
just a hangnail. Don't worry. He'll only miss one game. Lol, just kidding. His career's over.
yeah. Yeah, gangrene. Got to amputate. Oh no.
I mean, we joke about it, but it's kind of accurate, though. I mean, literally, every time the Padres say, "Oh, there's nothing to be concerned about, just precautionary,"
I'm instantly concerned. Yeah.
Right. Red flag. Red flag.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, it's interesting because like you think you got like a good solid 3, but you need at least 5. People were thinking they might go 6, and I don't know who the heck that 6th would be at this point.
It could
Ryan
be maybe,
Weathers.
yeah, maybe Weathers or Adrian Morhone or maybe even Mackenzie Gore. Although it kind of seems like he's maybe not quite ready for the big leagues.
Yeah.
He's been kind of scuffling a little bit from.
So it's probably
what I've
going to be
seen.
like Morhone and Paddack because they have prior experience. It would be my guess.
Kind of wish they would have
sucks.
brought back Garrett Richards, to be honest with you. He was pretty solid for us last year.
He was until they just like exiled him to the bullpen.
And they never gave us an explanation.
Never to be seen from again.
Right.
And then it was like so that's what was frustrating, right? You had Paddack who would just give up 6 runs in 2 innings. And in on like 66 pitches, right? And then you had Richards who would maybe give up one run, but he'd throw like 70 pitches in 2 innings or 3 innings or whatever. And it's like I feel like he's the better one because it's not 6-0 by the time he leaves, right? And they just like said, "Here you go, bullpen." I just don't know why. It's just I would never understand.
I feel like he must.
And that's
have
the thing.
King
like I don't like. There's no
something.
explanation.
Yeah.
I think he got in. He upset someone because like it made no sense.
Yeah.
And it was just that one. And he would have been interesting to bring back because he wasn't bad. You could tell he was just starting to kind of like feel stuff again, and like he seemed fine. He's one I'll be watching just to see how he pans out. I think he go to the Red Sox or did he? I forget where he went.
That's a good question. I actually don't remember. I know Hunter Renfroe's on the Red Sox now.
Oh,
which is crazy.
Wow.
He's gonna be love hitting towards the green monster. He pulls everything, so
true.
He's gonna be getting a lot of doubles, I'm guessing. But yeah, that's definitely gonna be something to watch out for, how their rotation holds up and who ultimately rounds out that rotation. But guys, let's talk about who we think is going to overperform and underperform compared to expectations here. I'll go first. So for who I think is going to kind of outplay expectations, if you will, I think Tommy Pham's going to have a bounce back year. He missed most of last season due to injury, and when he did play, he was pretty much terrible. I think he hit in the low 200s as far as batting average goes. I know he started spring training, I want to say like 0 for 17, so I was like, uh-oh. But I know he's turned it on like the last week. I feel like Tommy Pham's going to recover. He's a professional ball player. He's been around the block. He's always been known to be a patient hitter. I think he's going to have a much better season. And then for underperformer, I have some concerns about Yu Darvish. I have nothing against the guy. I'm glad they made the trade with the Cubs because we hardly gave up anything for the guy, considering how amazing he was last year. You can make an argument he was the best pitcher in baseball last year. But I am a little concerned about him reverting back to the Yu Darvish we saw a couple of years ago, or even going a few years back when he was on the Dodgers. So that would be my guess right there. I hope I'm wrong, obviously, but I am kind of, not too sure about Darvish if he's going to be able to duplicate what he did last season.
Ooh. I mean, I don't know about that, right? With Tommy Pham, actually, I want to start with that one because actually, I have Tommy Pham as my underperformer.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'll take a piece of that action.
Well, I mean, I just think that he had the whole getting stabbed at the strip club, man, and
yeah, but now he has a whole new lease on life.
Yeah, man.
But I mean, I just think he's got all these distractions going on in his personal life, and he's also another player that has that injury history. So, I don't know, man. I mean, these kind of players in the Padres, generally speaking, kind of flame out, and that's just my prediction with Tommy Boy. But
all right, we'll see.
But Yu Darvish, though, I mean, I think that's another pessimistic take, Mr. Ryan. But
hey, 30 years of being a Padre fan, that's what it will do to you, all right?
Well, I mean, 23 years here myself too, but I mean, this is supposed to be the year, man. Like 2021 is supposed to be the year.
Exactly. That's why you need to be concerned. This is our year. Oh shoot, we're in last place.
But I mean, if Yu Darvish, just falls off the face of the earth and becomes like how he was with the Dodgers, Game 7, 2017, the World Series.
That's what I was thinking of, exactly that game.
But to be fair, we know they were hitting trash cans back then.
Yeah.
And he uses how many off-speed pitches? Like 13 of them.
Well, I also remember they were saying that he was tipping his pitches in that game.
I think he thought that. He thought that, and that's why he kind of had to reinvent himself with the Cubs. Like he was just like mentally like, what was I doing to screw stuff up? Right. I think it was trash cans. Would that make sense? He was completely fine the entire season, gets absolutely lit up.
And he's like, that's weird. I've been
and
a
he's like, that doesn't
pitcher
make
for
sense.
20 years, and this has never happened.
I mean, absolutely destroyed. And it's kind of like, I don't think you're tipping that. You have 11 pitches. How do you tip all of them? You know what I mean? And I think sure. I'm starting to think that, but then that kind of messed with, because he's such a tinkerer. I think that messed with his mind a little bit, and then he had to kind of get back into the groove of things, and I think he'll be fine.
Well, but I'm not even saying that I'm expecting him just to completely fall off.
Underperform.
I just don't know if we can expect him to do exactly what he did last year, where I think he had an under 2 ERA, if I'm not mistaken. So that's the only thing. I almost even said Blake Snell, because I'm still wondering, how is Blake Snell going to handle pitching more than like 3 innings, going past the 5th inning, because the Rays never allowed him to do it. That could either be a blessing, because that's less wear and tear on the arm, or it could be a curse where it's like, oh shoot, I'm throwing like 80 to 90 pitches here. My arm doesn't know how to handle it. Oh gosh, red alert.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that, and like, it's hard to look at last season period, because it was not even like a third of the season. Yeah. So how do you even, project those numbers out in a normal season? What does that look like? And I mean, I'm glad I'm not a GM, like have fun making trades and like that. I mean, I don't, my gosh, but I mean, I think that's fair. I think that's fair. The only thing I think like Darvish has going for him is he has that like super like slick delivery that's very minimal on like torque and all that to like screw up your arm. So like if there's one that has a chance of like surviving the entire season, I think he's probably good for at least that. You know what I mean?
I hope. Knock on wood.
Yeah, hopefully. But yeah, I'm looking forward to. I haven't been able to watch very many because I don't get Fox Sports San Diego, and so like I have to wait. I'm going through T-Mobile. I'm going to get my MLB TV and then teleport my computer to Canada while I watch local games.
Wow.
Gotta do what you got to do.
If they're going to make it this difficult, oops, I would love to, support them by actually like getting the channel, but I can't. So
well, they haven't even been broadcasting many of their games this spring anyway.
They've been doing a lot. They've been doing a lot more, but like I can't. I've watched a couple of the webcasts. That's about it. But
where it looks like it was shot through an old flip phone from the early 2000s.
Yeah, but it's slightly better than nothing.
Yeah, jeez, for sure. Well, Pfander, did you have anybody for the overperform, underperform?
Sure, I'm for underperform. I'm torn between Hosmer and Paddack. Right.
It's pretty hard for Paddack to go lower than he did last year, but I guess he could.
I think he can do it.
Don't worry, he's going to show up in a cowboy hat. He'll be fine.
I have.
More like a deputy.
I wouldn't.
Draw, partner.
Deputy Explorer.
And he's like, check out the lion on my forearm, guys.
In my snakeskin boots.
I don't know.
There's a snake ass cleat.
I think if he dropped the schtick a little bit, I think I'd be okay with him.
Yeah, he needs to tone that out.
I it bugs me that he's like, check me out, I'm awesome, and then it's like
You can't get out of the second inning.
Yeah.
Look how badass I am, man.
And that. So who knows?
Can his brother also stop tweeting? By the way, Michael Paddack. That's kind of annoying too.
Whatever. I mean, I don't care about that. It's just that it's just like, like if you're gonna go that, if you're gonna commit that hard to a thing, you got to be able to like back it up, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Like what if a closer is just like, yeah, then just got like Jansen and just gets lit up all the time, but he has like Hell's Bells, like,
Yeah.
like that wouldn't make sense. Like you got
right. It's got like a kick-ass walk-in song, and he gets lit up every single time. ERA at 10 plus.
Yeah, you're just like, I don't. Okay.
But at least he's got a cool song.
Yeah. And so like, I'm not sure if it's him.
Cool
I want Paddack to bounce back. I think if he bounces back, stuff's gonna align way better, right? And then Hosmer, I'm just not convinced.
You already did this. You don't like him.
He loves the guy. Extend him another 8 years.
Well, Pfander, that's funny that you're having Hosmer as your underperformer, because I actually have him as my overperformer.
Oh,
wow.
So you're just going the opposite of what Pfander and I are saying, essentially. Okay.
I have it on my laptop here, so I'm just disagreeing with everything you guys are saying.
That's fine. That's because there needs to be someone to do that, right?
This is bound to be right.
Yeah, it's just that, like, I will say, like, according to him, his hitting philosophy changed, right? So he really hunts fastballs now, which I guess he wasn't doing before, which sounds weird to me, but weird, sure.
I think he was always a fastball hitter when he was on
the
Royals.
But he said like he said like, I don't know, he said he changed his fundamental mindset around hitting, and I think that's better than changing an approach, right? Because like that's repeatable, more repeatable. So I'm hoping that carries over, but I don't know. I mean, he has like he has some legit home runs in spring training, like not short shelf, just like it's like, oh, okay, no squeakers.
Carry over.
So he was doing that, and he did that last spring training too, right? And people were like, yeah, but it's spring training, and it did somewhat carry over. So I'm hoping that's the case, but he bugs me. And the bigger issue for me with him though is his defense.
I know. Where is his glove, man?
I don't know how he got a gold glove.
Yeah. I think he won multiple gold gloves in Kansas City. He comes over here, it's like, what is this ball coming right toward?
Meanwhile, you have like Cronenworth at first, which is nothing gets by that guy.
Right, and that's not even his natural position.
I don't even understand
it.
And so it's like it sucks because like I do think Hosmer brings a good presence, and even if he hits into a double play, his at bats are normally at least like 7 pitches. You know what I mean? So like you got that going for you.
Right.
But it's that's kind of who I have, and then like I wasn't sure who you guys are going to pick, so I thought like just hype wise for underperform, I'm thinking like Ha-Seong Kim, just because I think there's just too much hype, and the adjustment period from the Korea League is probably going to be rough.
Oh yeah,
but I still like
struggle in spring for sure. But I mean, we all kind of expected that. I mean, it's going to take some time.
Sure, yeah, they just blast 97 past him. He's like, oh, what?
Not used to that.
I thought 90 was fast. Oh no.
Oh my god. Yeah. Well, that will be interesting to see how Kim fares. I mean, I think Cronenworth should be the everyday second baseman for a while. Just have Kim come off the bench, late inning replacement on defense, maybe, because he's shown that he has a great glove and he can play pretty much all the infield spots. So he's definitely going to have a role on this team. But I definitely think I would start the season with Cronenworth as my everyday second baseman. I think he earned it too from what he did last season.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of like unsure about that sign to begin with, because Cronenworth probably should have been Rookie of the Year, and they're paying like what, $28 million for Kim. So it's like, okay, well,
$7 million a year, which in baseball economics, that's not too shabby.
But I guess he's just gonna be one of those players that they can just, like you said, they can put him anywhere in the infield, and if there is an injury that happens, hopefully it won't happen, but it probably will. But
It
if there's an
will.
injury that happens,
Now who's negative?
They can plug him in somewhere.
Yeah. I mean, I think
to rub off on you, aren't we, bro?
that's why they got him most likely. And I mean, he's interesting. And I just think like there's just too much hype. People are thinking, there's all those highlight videos of him just smashing stuff. I'm just like
smashing.
But
the way he flips his bat is pretty cool.
I'm never gonna knock any bat flips because they're, I don't care if it's, you're down 20 to nothing and you just hit that one just to get out of that 0,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You got a bat flip.
Let the kids play, damn it.
Yeah. But and then for like overperformers, I'm thinking like hopefully Myers. I hope he maintains what he kind of did last year.
Please.
He seems so much more loose and happy right now, without Andy Green, and like he's engaging in Twitter again, which I've never seen him do. And they're just like they're so weird, but like good tweets just out of nowhere.
Yeah,
I think he's having fun. I think he's not having to carry the weight of the franchise on his shoulders. I think.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. It probably helps that he's probably like 6th or 7th in the lineup now, compared to being like the cleanup hitter or the third hitter. So
exactly. When they signed,
he was never meant to be that kind of player.
Yeah, when they gave him that big extension a few years ago, he was pretty much expected to be the guy. I mean, who else did they have at that point?
Correct.
Chase Headley.
Chase Headley.
Alexi Amarista.
Solarte.
Oh God.
Clint Barmes.
I won't bash
Clint Barmes.
Solarte.
Oh my gosh. I forgot about him. Oh yeah, I love Solarte, dude. He's one of my all-time favorites. I follow him on Instagram.
He was a light in a dark time.
I would say just bring him back as a cheerleader.
His alligator clap. Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Boss, man.
And then I'm thinking Pagan will hopefully overperform because he was kind of dealing with injuries.
Emilio.
And some tightness all season.
Yeah, he
wasn't near as good as it was with the Rays, but like you saw flashes of it. So I think it's still there.
Yeah, he definitely wasn't quite the same pitcher he was from 2019 with the Rays. But
he still wasn't like bad, but he was.
No, I mean he was pretty bad at first. His first couple
of
weeks.
Time, yeah.
But
everybody said he was also
bad.
battling injury.
The whole bullpen was bad to start the year, and then Kirby Yates, his arm fell off, so that didn't help things. Guys, unfortunately, Zoom is telling me we only have about 4 minutes, and is telling me to upgrade to Pro. Matt, I guess we've used up all of our minutes when we have people join us. I know every time we have a guest come on, it's like, do you want to upgrade to our package because you're running out of time?
You're like, no, I don't.
I want to get
what the division left, right?
Yeah, I just want to get to our predictions. So where do we think they're going to finish in the NL West, and are they making the playoffs or not? Matt, go ahead first.
I have the Padres finishing second in the NL West, unfortunately, because I just think until someone actually does dethrone the Dodgers, I just can't pick against them. Although, obviously, screw them, man. But
yours.
I just think, on our show, we need to stay completely biased, and that's just what I truly think. But they will host the NL wildcard game, so that should be exciting for San Diego.
Yeah, hopefully fans will be in the stadium. Pfander, what do you think? Where do they finish?
Yeah, probably second, and I'm just leaning on that just because, like, I think the Dodgers' depth is just better still. Like, they just have like all-stars on the bench doing nothing, and having that just like on the shelf is just insane. And we don't, we have starting pitching that's still kind of rough. Catcher, there's no depth at, and then outfield depth is sketchy, and that's where they have oodles of depth. And I just think when in a long season, that's where depth really helps, right?
Oh, we got this 19-year-old kid in single A. Let's promote him to the big leagues. All of a sudden, he's hitting 400.
That's the other thing, right? The entire farm's gone. There's no like, especially for pitchers, like there's no, they can't just like pull someone up anymore.
Yeah.
So it like I don't who knows. That's kind of, and then hopefully they get out of that single game wild card. And Paddack doesn't pitch it.
Oh God!
because of that last year. Oopsies.
With our luck, Darvish, Snell, and Musgrove will all get hurt the final week of the season. Who do we have? Chris Paddack, baby. Let's throw him on out there. Well, I think the Padres are going to finish 6th in the NL West, even though there's only 5 teams. No,
Giants are going to take it, huh?
No, I'm in agreement. I think they will finish 2nd until they actually take down the Dodgers, the Dragon. I just can't. I can't pick the Padres to win the West yet because the Dodgers, I think, are still in the Padres' head. We saw that in the playoff series last year in the NLDS. You know, there was a lot of,
and they're always right there, but it's just like the Dodgers just
right. They're getting there.
Couple of moves, and it just like, yeah, it's.
But remember,
they're right there.
Remember, they were jawing at each other, and I think they really let that get to them because I feel like after that, everybody was just pressing way too hard, and then the Dodgers smoked them from that point on. Mm-hmm. So they got
that really good catch in center field,
right, against
that
Tatis,
just
and then
nuked
Machado
all
and
momentum.
The pitcher like threw his hat, like, thank you, Lord. Oh my gosh!
And it's like you got super lucky in that, but you're welcome.
Yeah. So until they take the Dodgers down, I can't pick the Padres to win the West. But yes, I'm in agreement. They should make the playoffs, but because we are a lifelong San Diego sports fan, I will not be too surprised if the wheels come off and they don't even make the playoffs. It will be very upsetting and disappointing.
Lost season. Let's go.
Right. Oh, God. And on that note, I'm going to have to stop us, guys, because it says less than a minute. So, Pfander, thank you so much for joining us, man. This was a lot of fun. We appreciate it.
It was. Cool. Thanks for having me.
Yes,
all right, no problem, man.
See ya.
Until next time, I'm Ryan Willis.
And I'm Matt Willis.